Hello everyone, this is Carol and I'm here to share more of my creative thoughts with you in one of my latest journals. This you will find in my Etsy shop. It is, I have used ARTYmaze kit, Precious Memories. This is such a fun kit to work with. It's just beautiful, every page. And I have used a Tim Holtz enclosure with a satin ribbon tie, and the book is 6 by 8.5 inches, has a 1-inch spine, and the signatures are all sewn in. There are 2 signatures. This is the back of the book. I have used pages from the kit for the front and back covers. I've made this with a double file folder with heavy cardstock, so it is a hardcover book. The hardware on the front is Tim Holtz, the book plate, and I have put the word journal in with my own computer words. The corners are also Tim Holtz if they come in a package. And we will go in. The book is 2 signatures, 102 pages, both sides. And as we go in, this is Hobby Lobby lace. And here is a tag this book belongs to. These are pages from every page is just so, it's just vintage looking and pretty. I love this kit. Here is a fold out that can be written on for writing. The story begins, and here is a tag with a bow on it, and I've done some stamping. This is, I've left some of the pages blank so that there's just more places to write on this. And here are journal cards. This comes in the kit. And here is a page that I've lined, and that goes in the kit. There's a Rita Donnelly corner that flips up, and I've sewn around the edge in gold metallic thread. And this is also a tag from the kit, and this is inspired by Gibbet. And I have a friend who I mentioned to her I'd love to dry some flowers and put them in my journals, but I don't have a flower garden. She has a beautiful one, and one day she came over with just lots of flowers that she had dried from her garden. So thank you, Luetta, for doing that for me. I appreciate it so much. Here is tracing paper. This is also from the kit. I've done this 3-dimensional. The pen and the wax stamper. And this is paper I put in with the envelope so that it gives you more writing space. And there is more paper to write on here. This is a Tim Holtz little clip, and this is one of the envelopes in the kit, and I've added paper in that. Then here is Crafty Irina's paper clip ideas, and I made that. And this comes out, more writing space. There's a tag that I've made and a tuck spot behind that. We go on, and here's a mason jar that I've put lines on, made it a tuck spot, and there's another little card that opens with lines for writing space, and another journaling card. Here's another little fold out, and you can write on the folded up, and you can even write on the inside if you choose. And here's a couple of little journaling cards that I have made and put in the tuck spot. And here's another card and another tuck spot. And I've added a bow to that tag. This is tracing paper that I have printed out part of the kit back where that feather was. You can see that is the page that I took from that. More writing space, some stenciling. And this is the middle of the first signature, and I put 2 little tags. Those are ARTYmaze little tags. And the other side of that, tracing paper, and again, more paper to write on. And I've left a lot of the pages blank so that there would be more writing space. This is a little, I had this in my stash, and so I made a little place to write on it, put a clip and a ribbon on there, and goes into the pocket. Another tag, and these are index cards that I've used the Martha Stewart edge punch and made them into writing spots. Made the postcard into a pocket. More writing space. This is vintage lace that I found at a thrift shop. It was an old tablecloth, so I have cut it up, and I've got a huge amount to use eventually, but it really looks nice, I think, as a pocket. And there's another tag, and I've sewn around this with the metallic thread and then glued it into the book. More tracing paper, writing space. This is a decoupage napkin. And here's another tag that was in the kit. Her tags are just beautiful in this kit. And this is an ARTYmaze flower. And another page, and that ends the first signature. The second signature is more of that vintage lace, and I have sewn around in metallic thread onto the paper, and then I've glued some of these images on to add interest. And there's another page from the kit. Here's a postcard that is in the kit, and more of those index cards that I have edged with a punch. This is a page from the kit, and I just cut it in half and edged it and put it in there. All the paper in here is coffee dyed, by the way, the signature paper. I've added a little lace along this edge just to give it interest. And there's more tracing paper. I've done some stenciling here. Another doily. And this is more of those flowers. This is a little tile that I made with glossy accents out of a picture from my stash. I put these little notes, don't forget. And here's a tag that is from the kit, and I've made a pocket out of it. These, then, if you have little ideas you want to remember, you can just write them on there and attach them with the magnet so you won't forget. Here's another little envelope from the kit, and there's paper in there for more writing. More writing space. Here's a postcard made into a pocket, and more mason jars, and more tags. I line just about all of my tags. I just think it makes it more interesting for writing and easier. It takes time, but it's worth it. And here's a tree that I have stenciled kind of to go along with the precious memories, like a ancestry tree. And here is the middle of the second signature. A little bird is stenciled up there. Here's another Rita Donnelly pocket and corner. I've added flowers and little tiny gems on there. And it says you can't have too much happy. And there's another tag and another tag. This is a tag that I've trimmed it in lace, folds out. It's part of the kit, that one of the pages. And here's a little booklet, and it says, "Flowers lift the spirit and refresh the soul." And inside, I have done some more dried flowers under the acetate. Then I've made some little pages for a little notebook that you can take notes in or whatever. And on the back page, there are more dried flowers under the acetate. And that makes a nice little booklet. You can keep it in there or take it with you, whatever you choose. More stenciling and places to write. This is a stamp, and I've stamped it on paper, and then I have cut it out with the Decorative scissors and just glued it in there just to add some interest on a blank page. There's more stenciling. The rest of the doily. Here's another booklet, and in the back of this booklet I have made a double pocket. There's a tag that goes into the back part of that pocket, and then I added a panel on the front and then made another pocket for this little journaling card. That goes right in there. And then I have, of course, glued the edges there. And then here's more pages to write on in the booklet. And here is another little tuck in here with a ticket. And that says, "Be who you are." I have stamped that on that blank ticket. And there is the booklet. Then there's more tracing paper, more stenciling here, and more paper to write on. As I said, this is definitely a journal for writing. And this is was in my stash, some paper that I had, so I just tore it around the corner, edged it with ink, and there's more, another card for writing, a little booklet. More stenciling, and that brings us to the last page. And the last page has more of that lace sewn on, the vintage lace that I told you about earlier, and more Hobby Lobby lace. And then this is the envelope that I always add to my journals. I sign it and with a little information about the journal, and it always goes in the back. And that finishes this journal. I hope you've all enjoyed it. I thank you for taking the time to watch, and if you liked it, I hope you'll put a like and subscribe to my channel. And again, I thank you, and I will be back soon. I have a couple of more journals to share. I'm working very hard on a Christmas one that I'm almost finished with now. So I will be back soon. Thank you.